I'm gonna try you to inspire you still like 10, 15 minutes. I know before lunch it's always difficult, but I will try not to do like a boring sales presentation, what you often see in this type of events of Dstny. Um, there are a few things coming back from already the panel, but I think like this is maybe the starting point. And I was also the CEO of 8x8. If you look back like the last 5 years, the world changed twice. And I think that's the reality where we are in. And I don't think that we need to debate about this part. First of all, due to COVID, I still remember myself pitching with my cloud UCaaS solution in Silicon Valley in 2010. And they were always telling me like, Daan, your technology, it's crap. It's video, is everywhere. And we know it took a little bit longer, 10 years longer, and then you need to first of all have some pandemic before video really became like a mainstream. And I think that's the interesting part of the entire story. We can speak a lot about AI, but still voice, it will take some time. There is still some time, but we know that it will be becoming so mainstream, and people who know the mobile device, there are videos in Amsterdam where they did like interviews in 2000 with a mobile device where everyone was telling, yeah, but I will not use this because this will take my privacy, etc. We all know it a few years later what happened. About hybrid, we as Dstny, and that's something where we are really convinced, okay, you see some big players bringing the people back, but I believe with the Gen Z and the other gens coming, bringing people back, I'm not convinced that this will work, and if you really want to attract people, then you will have a huge problem. So hybrid is for us here to stay. And then we speak a lot about AI and agents, assistants, and Gen AI. For me, it's very clear that AI is by far the biggest invention since the internet. And our industry and a lot of industries will undergo a huge change. To give you an idea, it was like a few weeks ago, I was speaking with the CEO of Who's. It's a French company. They brought their company, we speak about agentic, they brought their company back from 500 people to 200 people in less than 18 months, having 40 agentic agents speaking with each other. Imagine that we're always building, having engineering teams, product teams, that your product agents is doing a discussion with your engineering agent. That was the reality today in this company. I asked him like, okay, fine, in Europe, we always fighting around compliance and security. I say, because when I want to launch a service, it's always like, how do we deal with this? And I asked the CEO, how did you deal with that part of the business? And maybe it was a little bit for Europe, a little bit American. He told me, fire them. So that was like, but you see what's happening. Like, I don't know, like the new LLM models, every like month they release a new one. Every month we are working with this type of technology, it's becoming exponential smarter. And I don't know if you are aware, but they expect that like in March, the first model would reach PhD level. That's where we are with AI today. And we need to deal in our industry with the fact that this is happening as we speak. I don't think that I need to speak about this picture. It tells a lot. I think AI is disrupting, but again, what I told during my panel, there is still, in my opinion, a fundamental disconnect between the AI ambition, what you see today, and the operational reality. At the other hand, it's clear if you don't start now, you're a company or a customer of us, if you don't start now, it's more, you take more risk not starting to use and to embark AI. If at the other side you need to start, there will be phases of deception, etc. So you see a lot of opportunities and challenges coming in the space where we are. And that's like, and the reason why I choose the title Cloud Communication is that I was reading an article on LinkedIn, you know the article, and I was triggered about the title, Cloud Communication is that. And I was thinking like, okay, in fact, there is a truth in this sentence. Imagine a world where API calls become more valuable than call minutes. I'm convinced that we are not so far from that point. Imagine where voice becomes the universal interface. The way how voice will play a completely different, prominent view, like the people of Microsoft always do it, like it's like it will become like a new OS system of your business. That's what you're happening. The fact that you will not, that there will be a time where you need not, there is no more navigating through apps, but conversing with your entire tech stack. And again, if you speak about AI, a lot is still, there is still, because we speak about, it doesn't work, there is a lot about data. We had the discussion an hour ago, like how do you deal with data? Because you can train, if you have a model, you still need to train, but then we have all problems around data. So my vision of what my company is looking to is like, we see a clear shift coming from voice. Voice exists for, what was it, 150 years? Then we were pushed to choose a PBX, a UCAS system, whatever it is, hybrid. You are like, you need to put your communication in a monolithic type of environment. That was like a little bit the trend. That's where we all grew. I could grow with my company quite significant on this area. And now, yeah, there is like, the whole cloud trend came, and for sure it accelerated during the pandemic. And but imagine that UCAS becomes just one of these vehicles, not the platform. And I think that's where we are standing before. Our technology will become a different technology as we are today. So from minutes, we go to API calls. From a monolithic type of we go to an orchestrated type of way of working. And from a vendor lock-in, and we always love to use that word, we're probably going to a vendor agnostic type of communication. And that's about what I say to my team. It's not about owning everything, it's about enabling everything. That's where we as Dstny believe we need to play in this space. And that's my feeling that like in a few years, there will be a big paradigm shift where today we are selling voice. In my opinion, voice will become like a feature somewhere in a flow. We'll have a different definition. And we know like what we say, the crossing the chasm where AI will be coming in a mainstream adoption. We are still not there, but in 5 years from here, I believe that we will be probably there. So we have like, take it 5 years to change our model of today. So this means that like looking from that perspective and going as a CEO, take it from what is the next and next after next, this opens for us a lot of opportunities. Because voice is still an important, as we speak, every day we use it. This means that it can open new marketplaces, it opens new use cases, and you also see a lot of potential new revenue streams popping up in our industry instead of fighting against the user license from €1 to €0.5 on voice. I think there's a huge difference in this area. I will not go about Dstny. I believe we are very well equipped to be responsive. This gives a little bit the numbers of my company, the company that I founded like in 2009, 2010. So we are now in dollar around $300 million revenue, growing quite significant in the service provider channel, having like a lot of big telcos, MNOs starting to use, and even here there are customers of us in this room. Now, what is our vision, and how did we start? Looking back from this, you can do what a lot of people are doing. We all have like UCAS, and we are always all very proud about our product. Do you really believe that we are very different from a feature perspective? Yes, you can argue my UI is better as the other one, but in the future UI will have no sense anymore because everything will be about the user experience, about voice. And so what we say, like, okay, instead of we try to build on a complex legacy stack and we try to bring new AI features on top of this technology, make a completely abstraction between the voice core, what is like a routing engine, and innovation. And we started from that perspective, and that's where we are, as we speak, in a phase where we're going to launch a completely universal integration layer. This layer speaks SIP. I can deploy it on all your platforms and you cannot block me, because we come from an endpoint perspective, so we have built a virtual endpoint and we do all the intelligent routing. We all do the studio, we do bring all innovation, not anymore on top of the existing call routing engine, but on top of the virtual endpoint. This is something we patented already years ago. It was too early, but I was thinking maybe now it's the moment to start. We did hundreds of years of development because it looks very easy, but it's a quite difficult one, and we are still on the starting point. So the concept for us is that we have created a virtual phone, like a headset, that I can deploy on your platforms, and where I have like a low code, no code, but all integration, all innovation is done on that level. And that means that, yeah, you see it here. It means that you can shift from task to automation, from integration to AI agents, and from products to journeys. And so for me, the whole story, it's not only about technology. It's like, how can I really enable my workers, people who are using my technology, to be more effective without losing their primary tool. Because I want to respect the past. I want to respect the fact that we are using voice, that we have still a lot of voice systems in the core, but I want to enable them with what's coming. And that's a bit the philosophy of what we are building as Dstny. And what I'm going to do is, to end, I have still 2 minutes, I'm going to show you an ugly video internally done, not for marketing, gives you some insights about what SmartFlow is. So you will see some use cases. You will see that it's changed. Even now you will see that the studio is still like a code, but we believe that it will be becoming a prompt system where you have an agent, where you build your intelligent routing, your flows. You will going to build company agent just by speaking with an agent. So I will see if the people from there can launch the small video. And now it's a question. It works or it doesn't work? We need to build an agent in enabling videos. I'm losing my minutes here.
Meet SmartFlow, a powerful tool that connects AI agents to any communication systems to automate company and employee tasks. SmartFlow is designed to work for any platform and any market, and is as simple as connecting a phone to create powerful customer engagement. For example, SmartFlow can guide you to find the best date and time based on the doctor's schedule, thanks to Johanna, a company agent. Johanna is directly connected to the communication server. Her role will be to guide Anita to find the best slot in the doctor's agenda. She will do it via the SmartFlow application framework engine by using SmartFlow AI and media services features. The doctor's has provided read and write access to his Google Calendar so she can check if he is available at that time and propose other time slots when needed. Of course, the agenda will be updated after the appointment is fixed. Let's see how it behaves for a customer who wanted to take an appointment. Here is the recording this SmartFlow execution.
To call the support, press 1. For other option, press 2. Okay, tell me who you are and when do you want to have an appointment?
I'm Adam Smith and I would like an appointment tomorrow, 8 a.m.
Your appointment is confirmed for 2025-0108. AO8.
Sounds good, no? And now here is how it appears in the calendar. SmartFlow has an infinite number of company agents. The limit is only our imagination and the business cases we can describe, such as Johanna, the calendar manager who can help self-employed people to plan appointments. Alicia, who can bridge SMS and chat messages to unify the communication channels. John, the scribe, which will send the summary of your conversation to your email when needed. Lars, the customer relationship manager, who will redirect your customer to the right agent to get the help they need. But maybe you have some ideas which could bring value to Dstny. Don't hesitate to contact the SmartFlow team so we can work together. And by the way, is it easy to create such applications? When accessing the SmartFlow console, all users get an overview of the available applications in the ecosystem. For developers, the journey starts with a guided onboarding experience. Here you can browse some examples of finished applications. If you click on For Developer, you get a quick tutorial on how to get started and create your developer account. The example guides them to build a simple app for a first success. The console provides extra info, but the key is to lead the developer to action. After they logging in, they can start to create their application and publish their app. They will have to submit key details, like the application name, logo, description, release information, and documentation. The console guides them through each step of the process. Once submitted, the application goes through a validation process to ensure technical and business quality. The developer will have a view on the validation process, his application, and the number of users using the application. Developers also have access to full documentation on available nodes and connectors, giving them the tools to build richer services. As you can see, SmartFlow makes AI easy to automate employees and companies' tasks. Thank you for joining this session. Feel free to contact us for more information. Goodbye.
So voila, my minute is done. But just to end what you've seen the last one, so the developer console will go live end of this year. So that means that our service providers can start to build their own applications against the SmartFlow layer. And then we can make like quite fast apps accessible to all the 5 million users we have. And that's a bit the whole idea about, like, it's not about Dstny building everything themselves. We can do hackathons, we can bring in startups, what we have done already today. So we really want to become that enablement layer, still have the opportunity to say, if we want to have this, then we acquire or we build it ourselves. But that's the way how we have seen how Dstny is looking to the future. And to end, thanks a lot for being here, still here, because I know it's a long morning. You see the room is less crowded. And to put it in a European, call it image, I could have put here the croissant, because we are from the lunch. And in fact, the croissant means, we as a CEO, if you look to AI, it starts with the belief. If you don't start, I think that's the point. But the other part of the croissant is that we need to see that our employees, that we give them the right tools. And if you bring them together, that's I would say, the French croissant. So I would say, enjoy your lunch and thanks a lot.